all going to be based on evidence. It's not going to be just a lawsuit. It's going to be the kind of lawsuit that is full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did.
Blake Lively's entire world just came crashing down after her own lawyer dropped her like a hot potato and allegedly called her a monster behind closed doors. This bombshell development has sent shockwaves through Hollywood as Justin Baldoni gains the upper hand in their explosive legal battle. Blake is now scrambling desperately as her carefully crafted public image shatters before our eyes. The high-profile attorney Ezra Hudson reportedly took one look at the mountain of evidence Justin's team was about to release and walked away from Blake's case immediately. Sources close to the legal team reveal the lawyer was horrified by what she discovered. Blake hadn't just been difficult, she'd allegedly been deliberately deceptive about key facts in the case against Justin.
Blake Lively might have just done herself in this battle with Justin Baldoni, although she didn't do it intentionally. That has now been resurfaced, and it is right on the nose as far as what the issues are in her battle with Justin Baldoni.
Who's really winning this war between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni?
No lawyer wants to risk their entire career defending someone who can't even be honest with their own legal team, said an insider familiar with the situation. When Ezra saw what Justin's team had, she realized Blake had been feeding her half-truths and manipulated evidence from day one. But it gets worse. The attorney reportedly didn't just quit. She was absolutely disgusted by Blake's behavior both in and out of their legal meetings. According to sources, Blake would regularly belittle her lawyer, question her abilities, and even refuse to pay her on time, creating a toxic working relationship that finally became unbearable. Blake treated her lawyer the same way she apparently treats everyone, like they're beneath her, claimed the source. She'd demand impossible results while withholding crucial information that would help her case. When things didn't go her way, she'd throw tantrums worthy of a diva. The final straw came when Justin's legal team prepared to release what they call irrefutable evidence that proves Blake's allegations were fabricated. This evidence reportedly includes text messages, emails, and witness statements that directly contradict Blake's version of events during the making of It Ends With Us. Justin's lawyer, Brian Friedman, didn't hold back when discussing the situation. "We have evidence that will prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie."
Full of evidence, admissions, documents, which prove exactly what she did and how she bullied her way through the process to take over the movie.
The documents speak for themselves. What makes this lawyer situation even more damning is that it fits perfectly with Blake's alleged pattern of behavior throughout her career. While Blake and husband Ryan Reynolds have worked tirelessly to craft a perfect public image, insiders have long whispered about Blake's mean girl tendencies behind the scenes. Remember those viral videos showing Blake making inappropriate jokes about domestic violence and sexual assault during the It Ends With Us press tour?
Someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you. What's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you and then we could, I'm just curious.
Just social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking emotionally?
Or when she callously mocked Leighton Meester for being born in prison during their Gossip Girl days? These weren't isolated incidents. They were glimpses into what people who've worked with Blake have allegedly experienced for years. The tension between Blake and Leighton was so bad on the Gossip Girl set that crew members reported having to choose sides. While their characters were best friends on screen, behind the scenes, Blake reportedly made Leighton's life miserable with constant put-downs and attempts to control the spotlight.
I think I'm just brunette because of the books.
And everyone knows blondes are nicer anyway.
This same controlling behavior reportedly plagued the set of It Ends With Us, where multiple sources claim Blake tried to force cast members to side with her in disputes and repeatedly attempted to undermine Justin's authority as director. She allegedly made script changes without approval and tried to seize creative control of the project through manipulation and intimidation. She wanted Justin's director's chair for herself and she would guilt trip and bully him into letting her change things, sometimes without him even knowing until after the fact. When Blake finally filed her explosive lawsuit against Justin, red flags appeared immediately. Most suspicious was the timing of a New York Times article titled, "We Can Bury Anyone," inside a Hollywood smear machine, published just hours after Blake filed her lawsuit. The comprehensive article painted Justin as the villain, yet somehow appeared almost immediately after legal documents were filed. Industry experts questioned how reporters could have read the lawsuit, fact-checked everything, written a detailed article, and published it within hours. Many speculated that Blake had been secretly feeding information to the Times long before filing, orchestrating a coordinated media attack to damage Justin's reputation before he could defend himself.
Legal battle against Blake Lively. In court documents filed on Friday, March 14th, Justin Baldoni has stated that the New York Times has long presumed itself beyond accountability, not here, and that the New York Times went past merely reporting. He then went on that the New York Times actively vouched for the veracity of its false narrative by publishing Blake Lively's complaint in full. And that
the article violated multiple journalistic ethical boundaries, presenting the case as if Justin had already been found guilty. Even worse, it failed to give Justin, his business partner Steve Sarowitz, or Wayfair Studios a chance to respond to the serious allegations against them. It was a calculated hit job, said a media analyst familiar with the situation. The timing alone proves this wasn't just reporting, it was part of a larger strategy to destroy Justin's reputation and career. Justin didn't wait long to fire back with his own $400 million lawsuit against the New York Times, calling out what he described as a defamatory article that caused substantial damage to his career and reputation.
Maliciously colluding with Lively and her cohort to publish a false and defamatory hit piece about the Wayfarer parties, wrongly casting them as villains and making them scapegoats for Lively's well-publicized media missteps.
Now that Blake's lawyer has abandoned ship, her case is falling apart at the seams. The flimsy evidence she presented is being exposed for what it allegedly is, a calculated attempt to paint herself as the victim while destroying Justin's career in the process. Justin's team isn't interested in settling this quietly. When Blake's remaining legal representatives reportedly tried to initiate settlement talks, Justin's lawyer Brian Friedman made it crystal clear they want their day in court. The accusations have already caused too much damage to Justin's reputation, finances, and family for this to be resolved with a quiet payoff. What amount of money could possibly make this right? Friedman questioned. Justin needs the world to hear the truth about what really happened. No settlement will give him that justice. Even Blake's husband, Ryan Reynolds, is trying to distance himself from the sinking ship, filing to be removed from all lawsuits with the claim that this isn't my fight.
Friedman told TMZ Mr. Reynolds' exploitation of his enormous power in Hollywood continues, this time arrogantly asking to be dismissed from the case despite his publicly documented involvement extending far beyond just being a supportive spouse.
But Friedman delivered a scathing response, accusing Reynolds of being a key player in the scheme defaming Justin around Hollywood, strong-arming WME into dropping Justin as a client, and trying to destroy Justin's career however
far
possible.
Beyond just being a supportive spouse. Mr. Reynolds was a key player in the scheme, defaming Justin around Hollywood, strong-arming WME into dropping Justin as a client, and trying to destroy Justin's career however possible. He goes on to say his fingerprints have been all over the smear campaign against Justin and the Wayfarer team since day one.
As more evidence surfaces and Blake's case continues to unravel, Hollywood insiders are watching in shocked silence. The carefully constructed facade of Blake and Ryan as Hollywood's perfect couple is crumbling, revealing what many claim is the true nature of their influence and behavior in the industry. With her lawyer gone, her evidence questionable, and her reputation in tatters, Blake now faces an uphill battle that may be impossible to win. Meanwhile, Justin stands firm in his fight for the truth, determined to clear his name and expose what he calls a deliberate campaign to destroy his career based on lies and manipulation. The explosive battle is far from over. But one thing is crystal clear. Blake's lawyer quitting and allegedly calling her a monster might just be the beginning of her downfall in this increasingly ugly Hollywood war.